Hi, Mohammed. Welcome to MovieJunk. How are you?
Very good. Excellent. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well. And before we begin, I have to admit, I've been wanting to get this interview going for so long, but we have an action legend joining us today, and Mohammed Qissi, joining us live from Morocco. Fans know you as Tong Po from the Kickboxer films. We've seen you in Lionheart, Bloodsport. We're soon going to see you in the Last Kumite and many more films. Just want to say thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Amazing, amazing. And I know, for, a lot of the films that we see you in, you play a boxer, kickboxer, martial artist, but you're the real deal, right? You've been a boxer and in the action industry since you were a little kid.
Actually, yes, I started boxing when I was seven in Belgium in the same complex sportif of Jean Claude. Jean Claude was nine. He started at nine, and I started at seven. But he was doing Shotokan karate on the ground floor, and at the basement, we were doing boxing, Rue Général Theiss, La Depse in Brussels. And that's how we became a friend. I mean, through sports. He loved boxing, so he come to watch me doing some boxing, and then I start to come and see him doing some martial arts, and then came in my home, and he loved the food of my mother, all the Moroccan food, the couscous, the tagine. So then I went to his home. They had a flower shop. I was helping in the flower shop. And, we start to be real good friends. We had the same idols, Bruce Lee in the movies, Muhammad Ali in the boxing. And, we really had a lot of point commun, the même point commun. Same thing we loved, and just, love to go watch movies together. We didn't have much money, so we go, through the exit in the movie theater to go and check out movies. So when a movie like action movie comes, especially martial arts, we just loved it.
Amazing, amazing. And I can relate too. I'm Middle Eastern also, so we have similar foods that we can relate. So once Jean Claude Van Damme came to your home, right? He was lured into the food, which we all love, obviously. And this is the same household. I mean, you're the brother also of Abdel Qissi, who's Attila. So was he also involved with Jean Claude at a young age, or did he not meet him until later?
Actually, like many people, before we left Brussels, which we left in 1982, I was like 19 and he was 21. Everybody thought we were crazy. Even my brother Abdel said, what are you doing? I mean, you don't have the right to go work. You're just a tourist. You can't speak one word in English because we couldn't speak English, Jean-Claude and I at that time. Said, I mean, my God, American people there, they're there. They have all the rights to work. They have the language, and they couldn't make it. And you think you're going to go there and make it in the movies? Are you crazy? That's the dream of a lot of people. He says, me too. I dream to do movies, but it's just a dream. So he was working as an electrician, in Brussels. So he said, let me try to find you a job and just, get the, every month your payment, then you have a retirement, and then, that's something sure. What are you going to do? So basically, I was like so passionate. Jean-Claude too. The only person who believed in Jean-Claude at that time, Van Warenberg, and the only one who believed in him, it was me. And then the only one who believed in me, it was him. So together, we just followed our passion. We left. People couldn't believe it because we had to work really hard to put money together, because plane ticket at that time in 82 was expensive.
Yeah.
And then, we just, what can I say? We just followed our passion and, struggled for like 4 years from 82 to 86 was very, very tough. our first movie, and we were like in paradise, you know, when that happened. It took us 2 years to be extra in breakdance. You see, Jean Claude and I just, you know, dancing and I mean, if you just go to breakdance, Van Damme, Qissi, and you'll see me and him. I have a black short. I look a lot like Juan Paredes in Bloodsport. That's how I look like.
Yes,
Because
yes.
Tong Po, I had that's whole different story. I mean, my God, that's a whole different story. And my brother Abdel, once we were ready to do Lionheart, which was an idea of mine, because I said to Jean Claude, remember the movie Hard Times with Charles Bronson and James Coburn? And he said, yeah, of course. I mean, I know he loved it, right? So I said, why we don't do a remake of that? So we tried to contact Paramount. They didn't want to. And he said, oh, let's just give up and let's do something else. He wanted to do something else like Cyborg. And I really didn't want to. I really wanted to do the sequel of Bloodsport, to be honest, Kickboxer, but he didn't want to. He says, yeah, no more martial arts movie. I want to do movies like Stallone, like Schwarzenegger. So I said, that's why I came up with that movie with Charles Bronson. At least it has, you know, some action, and I will, after, you know, I'll say, okay, let's add some kicking, you know. And then what can I say? I said to Jean Claude, we have the right to be inspired, even though Paramount refused for us to do remake. We have the right to be inspired. So people don't know about that. But when I said, then they look back at Hard Times, and then they see, yes, it has. We can see we were inspired by that movie.
Mm-hmm,
so. Then we brought Sheldon Lettish with us, who wrote Bloodsport and who basically wrote a Rambo movie with Stallone.
Yep.
And we thought he was very talented. So we proposed for him to write, and then he said, you know, yes, but I would love to direct. So he showed us some stuff he did in the army, some directing, and we loved it, actually. It was not bad at all. So that's how, and with nothing, actually, he did that movie with nothing. So that we took in consideration too. And then finally, we had him to write and direct the movie Lionheart. And then my brother was like, because Attila, the bad guy, Sunil Shah, Sandeep Shah, Asha, the three Pakistani brothers who has the company called Imperial Entertainment, they wanted me because, of course, I play Tong Po and Kickboxer was good. So we want you to play Attila. And my brother was like, hey, no, let me do that. I want to do that. Say, but you remember what you said before. Remember?
Wow. Full circle. Full circle.
I had to struggle for like so many years, you know. It was very, very hard. So I said, you want everything easy. So he said, come on. I mean, nobody thought you were going to make it. I mean, come on. I mean, so I said, let me see what I can do. Then I spoke to the brothers, and then they said, what? He said, yeah, I like my brother to do the part of Attila. He said, it's very rare we propose to somebody a lead part with Van Damme again. I mean, I know it's again, but still, we don't understand, you know, they didn't understand. I said, yeah, but, you know, I said, I accomplished my dream already, you know, more than my dream, to be honest. It was already more than my dream.
Exactly.
So I would like to accomplish also the dream of my brother. So they like that, but they said, yeah, I mean, that's nice, that's sweet, but what did he do? I said, nothing, because he never did nothing before Attila. Yeah, but I mean, a small part, something we can see what he's acting. He's nothing. He's electrician, he's electrician in Brussels. He just, repair, when problems on the street, light, red, green, and then he fixes that. So that's what he does. But he's also champion in boxing.
There we go.
Oh,
Was,
he said, yeah, I mean, I said, and, you know, um, he knows also Jean Claude long time ago, and he can do also a great fight. People also, I said, people want something new. They already see Tong Po. They already saw it. So people, human being, they love new stuff,
yes.
new things. So I said, let's give them something new. So I said, listen, let me take care of him. I'll pay his airline ticket. He'll stay with me, and you'll see him. That's what we did. But he's huge. It's a bit bigger than me,
He's
very
huge.
impressive. So he start to move, hit the, he start to move, and and then they were like, oh. So that's how my brother got the part, and I took the part of Mustafa, which was a smaller part, but
The lead singer.
I had no problem, of course, and I just am so passionate in movies. I was actually way more passionate. I love acting, but I love working on screenplays. I love, working on the casting of the fighters, which Frank Dux also helped. Jean-Claude helped. My brother also helped. So it was a teamwork. And I loved, post-production. I just love cutting the image, especially the fight scenes. I love to put the sound in the right place, the right sound, if it's the stomach, it's the stomach. If it's the face, it's the face, and I just love all that. And coming up with ideas and things like that happens to me middle of the night, middle of the night. And for me not to forget, I take my dictaphone and I when ideas come up to me.
Yeah.
So we sit down with Sheldon Ledish, and we helped each other, and that's how I believe big success is always a teamwork.
Yeah.
By myself I would be nothing. So thank God I was very lucky to be working with very talented people.
Definitely. And for Lionheart, it sounds like Lionheart was sort of your baby, right? You were very passionate about it. In choosing your brother to take on the Attila role, because any producer, right, they want to take the name with the success of Kickboxer. Was it because you had a vision and you envisioned Attila to look like your brother, or was it more you wanting to give back?
No, actually, I knew he would do that part perfectly. I would never propose my brother because he's just my brother. Movie was first. The quality of the movie is first.
Yep.
I mean, and I just knew he would be perfect for that part. Especially, he has that profile of a Turkish guy.
And he was amazing.
He has that profile, and he's a great fighter. I know he's a great actor, because since we were very little, we were, 6, 7. I mean, I was even before I met Jean Claude. We were going to movies, Jean Claude, my brother and I, and in the 60s, and because now I'm 61, and we were like, we just loved movies like Tarzan. At that time, it was with Johnny Weissmuller, black and white. It was Massiste, Sanson, Hercule, all those strong guys. We just love to watch those movies. And then, of course, the Seven Mercenary later on, Western with Yul Brynner, Steve McQueen, and Ben-Hur, of course, Charlton Heston, and all that. So we watch those movies and we go back home and we reproduce those scenes. Then after we were doing it with Jean Claude, so we loved movies for a long time ago, and I just knew already by doing sketches at home and all that. My brother is talented. He's very good. So again, I could have not mentioned his name to them if I didn't know he would be perfect for that part. So yes, because I knew my brother really wanted it. So that's also the main thing why I insisted, because I really wanted, again, as I said, my dream come true with Tong Po. I wanted to have his dream come true with Attila. That was also one of the main things. And I start to, work on different ideas for him, for the fight scenes. And yeah, I already had him in my mind, before even I talked to them. So we went step by step, and then thank God we convinced them. And then my brother was like, paradise.
If you were to take on the Attila role, did they want you to look like Tong Po, or would it be how you normally look, like how you did? Did they want the Tong Po features, or
no, they wanted the exact visual, the exact makeup. Yeah, no, they wanted the exact same visual. Absolutely.
I see.
Changing the name,
Yeah.
let's see if they could have the rights. If not, they just change the name. And and it's a Turkish guy, or maybe more of a Mongolian, from Mongolia. It would be more Mongolia if it was Tong, instead of. But yeah, that was the idea they wanted. I remember, like Mongolia, and his name would be Attila. The name will stay the same, but would be from Mongolia.
Gotcha. Now, shifting to Kickboxer, I'd say, and again, my household, my friends, my cousins growing up, our all-time favorite movies were the movies that you starred in the 80s and 90s. And one line that gets quoted a lot is, "You bleed like melee." I'm not going to say the next part, but that line gets quoted so much. Just your character and again in Kickboxer, right? And it's you guys reunited, and because Kickboxer technically came out before Bloodsport, but it was filmed after Bloodsport. Is that correct or no?
Bloodsport came out before Kickboxer.
Bloodsport.
Before Kickboxer, we did Cyborg in North Carolina.
Okay.
So, and then to come back on what you said, it's interesting because each time I go to like, they invite me to event, I went to Scotland for Comic-Con, Germany Comic-Con in Atlantic City. They invite me there also to sign autograph with people. So I went a little bit all over the world, and just taking picture and signing autographs. So many people say, please, when you sign, can you write, "You bleed like Miley"? I have to write, "You bleed like Miley." So it was, and in Bratislava, there were like 6,000 people. They were kind of different, like Lyon, France, or Lyon, France. We did a spectacle there, La Nuit des Arts Martiaux. Crazy, like so many security, but they went for my ponytail, and they were, with the best, I love you, they were like, I thought they were hate me people, but actually they hated me just when they watched the movie. Later on, they loved me. So that was interesting. And people went crazy. But in Bratislava, it was completely different. They were like, taking very organized lines, very quiet, and they bring their passport. Never someone give me their passport to sign in their passport. And take the guys, a lot of them take their shirt off, and in the back, they had my face, Tong Po face tattoo in their back. So they wanted me to sign that they tattooed the signature.
Wow.
The girl, that was in their chest with the ponytail, with my face, same thing, signing. And then, you know, that was interesting. The only place that happened like that, you know, most of the people is just, they bring pictures, they bring DVDs, they bring VHS, you know, from the tape from long time ago. They bring pictures, signing, they bring shorts, you know, they bring the t-shirt, the gloves. I mean, but there was like interesting passports and tattoo. So that was interesting.
Was it your idea to give the character more of a different look, more authentic to the part, or was that something that was always discussed? Because that makeup, especially for the 80s, was done brilliantly. Like it looks like a totally different person, right? Was
Oh
that
man,
your idea, or how did that get? What was that
man.
process like?
Oh man. Listen, Daniel Marquet from Movie, a French guy, saw Karate Tiger doing well, saw Bloodsport doing huge. He was smart and he came to buy the movie before we even start shooting.
Wow.
So he came to Los Angeles, from Paris to Los Angeles. Listen to this. To do a photo shoot with Jean Claude to play Kurt and Harold Diamond to play Tom Po. So already, I mean, when I read the first screenplay, I didn't like it, to be honest. But I felt we could do something really good with it. So I said, yeah, things there I don't like. You know, story was different. First of all, the name, Tom, because I was not supposed to play the part, was Harold Diamond. It's not, I was not supposed to play the part. I'm explaining you what happened.
Wow.
Because Mark Desal signed and gave a down payment to Harold Diamond because of that scene with Sylvester Stallone in Thailand in the beginning with the stick, you know, he had a fight and he played, you know, a champion from Thailand.
Yeah.
And he's actually a champion. He was actually a champion in Thai, in Muay Thai. But you had so many federations, so I don't think it was a very important federation, but he was champion in one of them, vice-champion, second, I believe, in the federation. So basically, I was just trying to make the screenplay better. Then I just said to Jean Claude, Tom Po, I said, you know, it sounds too much like Tom and Jerry. I mean, what is this? You know, I don't like it. And then I start to go myself, you know, I go here, because at that time I had hair, you know, like Bloodsport, like Juan Paredes. Hair, eyebrows, nose, I go ears, lips, tongue. I wanted something to sound like Asian, Tong Po, Tong. I said, Tong Po is better, I said. I mean, come on. I mean, so the story was, you know, Tom Po from Thailand come to Los Angeles for an exhibition fight against Kurt.
Wow.
And Tong Po get disqualified. Already I thought, exhibition fight, get disqualified. Let's make it a real fight. I mean, then why? So still, I keep reading the screenplay. Tong Po gets really upset because they disqualified. So he tried to find where is Kurt. They direct him to a home. He went to that home, opened the door, sees a shadow, bam, hits. And it was the mother of Kurt. So he kills the mother of Kurt. And then Kurt, Jean Claude, goes to Thailand to revenge his mother. I didn't like it. I said, come on. I mean, so I came up with different ideas. I said, Jean Claude, already people are not stupid. They can see you're not English. You're not American. I mean, you're. So let's explain the reality. You're from Belgium. Let's make you have a half brother who's really American. Okay. Exactly. And the father married, you know, the mother of Denis Alexio, the one who played Eric, he died. And the father, you know, was talking like that, married he went away from New York because he was sad with his wife and all that. So he went to Belgium, working in an embassy or something like that. It's fine, you know. So, and that's where he met your mother.
Yep.
A Belgian woman, you know. And then, and basically that's how we worked on it. And Sheldon Ledish also helps. Very sweet, very nice. And we come up finally with the movie Kickboxer. So to finish the explanation how I got the part, it's just amazing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
We are back to that photo shoot. Okay, we do that photo shoot. Okay, flag of Thailand with Harold Diamond, and you have some pictures. You go to Harold Diamond, you have some picture of Jean Claude Van Damme. You can see the photo shoot. He has long hair. He was supposed to play that part. So Jean Claude has an American flag, and they had pictures, and that's where he took the picture with the glasses. You know, the rope, the glass. He goes like this. Remember? He goes like this. That poster. That's where he got that picture in that photo shoot.
Wow.
So when we did Bloodsport, Marc Dissal had a problem with Jean Claude. Okay, but Jean Claude is a very not easy to work with. I know him since my childhood friend. So when you don't know him, he can be very sweet, and then fuck, he becomes someone else. You know, he has that maybe that bipolarity problem. But he also said it. He said it in interview many times. People, many people know that.
Yeah.
But also, don't forget, he was so, you know, I never saw somebody working as hard as Jean Claude. He was like amazing, training, sweating. I couldn't do half of what he does, to be honest with you. I mean, and he has such a control with food. I eat like an animal, you know, I just eat anything I find. But him, he's like very careful with the food, you know. So I was impressed with that. I was very impressed with that. But of course, when you are in diet constantly, so I was saying that to some people sometimes. I mean, come on, I say, understand. Maybe if you have to do the diet he does, it'll be difficult too. You know, it's not easy to follow a diet so strong with him for so long. So anyway. We are in that photo shoot in that Muay Thai dojo gym in Los Angeles. Then Marc Dissal, as I said to you, had problems with Jean Claude a lot in Bloodsport. They had a big fight. I mean, I always had to be in the middle, you know, talk, you know, with Marc, with Jean Claude. I was always like, you know, trying to. Or the movie would have never be finished, Bloodsport, trust me.
I can imagine, so, yeah.
It was very, so he was finally talking to me, and I was talking to Jean-Claude. I could handle him much better because also we are childhood friends, so I know how to do it with him. You know, I know
How to communicate.
that's right. Communication is so important with some people, you know, and I was, you know, lucky to know him very, very well. So, and also he did something so sweet when we were little, you know, so I always remember that when he really got on my nerve, you know. So we were so young, and it was the Mother's Day, and people were buying gifts to their mom. I didn't have no money, so he said, "Come." And he takes me to his room, and he takes a safe box, you know, and he says, "The only one I'm going to give you the secret code." So he gives the secret code. He opened, and he takes like 50 Belgian franc, because at that time it was not euro, it was Belgian franc.
Yeah.
So he gives me 50 Belgian franc, which at that time was a lot of money, you know. It's like the equivalent of today, like let's say $5. But at that time, $5 you can do so much with, you know. So I bought a beautiful gift to my mother. So that's one of the things which it keeps me always. And also as a Moroccan in the family, is very important to respect your older. So that's another thing which makes me always helps me to have patience, because trust me, sometimes was not easy at all.
I imagine so.
So basically, since he was older than me, he had the age of my brother.
Yeah.
My older brother, he's born in 60. Abdel is born in 60. He's born in 60. So he was 2 years older than me. So basically, that helped also, because since I grew up with him, he became really like a brother. So all that helped, because again, I'm telling you, very few people will handle it. Trust me, very, very few. So anyway, he had big problems with Mohammed Qissi, as I said to you.
Yeah.
So he wanted to get back to him. Let's go back to the photo shoot, okay? He wanted to get back to him. And he said, okay, Harold Diamond, Jean Claude, let's go in the ring and let's put the glove on. We're going to take some pictures and let's do it. You know what I'm saying? But Harold Diamond, we didn't know the guy, right?
Yeah.
And he seems really arrogant. But after knowing him, I know he has a good heart. He's a good guy. But at that time, we didn't know him. So he became real. First thing he said, no problem. Then he said to Jean Claude, do you have your mouthpiece? And you know, when you say something like that, because we went into the ring, Jean Claude went into the ring, tatami most of the time, me in the ring, he was in the ring. So we know when somebody says your mouthpiece, then it's not anymore sparring. It's really, you know, even though in sparring, you have to put it, okay? You have to put your mouthpiece and your helmet, everything. But the way he said it, it's the way he said it. Your mouthpiece, do you have it? You know. Then I said in myself, I don't like this. So I was always very protective of Jean Claude. So I said, Mark, I mean, we have so many pictures of Jean Claude on Bloodsport and all that, but Harold Diamond, no problem. Let me go in the ring with him and took how much picture you want of Harold Diamond? And Jean Claude right away says, great idea. Mark Dissal didn't like much the idea. Anyway, we go in the ring. And then we start. Harold Diamond, the first thing he did is something I didn't know. I was not used to it. I did what? I did boxing. That was my specialty. I did some Shotokan with Jean Claude, martial arts. I did some kickboxing, but never low kick. I don't know low kick at that time. And he gives me, the first thing he gives me, brother, it's such a hard low kick right away. I mean, I thought he broke my leg, you know. So I was like, I'm used to, you know, in the ring, especially when someone touched me, hits me with the low kick here, and I go right away, bam, with my right hook, right away. And then he goes in the rope, and he was, you know, a little bit, I mean, he went back, you know, and then he started to scream, you know, he started to say, what is this? Ah, you know, he was like, what is this? So I come to Harold and I said, listen, you hit nice, I will hit nice. You hit strong, I'm going to hit strong. Then I go back in the center, I stay in the center. My left leg, because of that low kick, was still in pain, but I stay nice in the middle of the ring, you know, and I just wait for him. Then he comes like I remember he comes, you know, and I just stay.
I'm watching a movie right now.
Sorry?
I feel like I'm watching a movie right now.
So I just stay relaxed, just look at him. And then he start to go slow, you know. He start to go nice and slow. We finished. And then after that, Jean Claude sees my leg all blue, you know, and he goes to Mark and he said, I don't want that guy. Says, what? Mark said, what? I don't want that guy. I mean, we signed the contract, we gave him the down payment, we don't have much time. We have to go to Hong Kong to shoot the movie, then we have Thailand for the location. I mean, what are you saying, Jean-Claude, please? And then I felt, of course, it was going bad. So I said, Mark, please, let me handle that, please. Let's just. And then he was upset and he left, Mark decided. So I said to Jean-Claude, this guy is not going to work, brother. I mean, if he does this with the personality he has, I don't know how Stallone did with him, but because just it was the stick, maybe, not the contact with the.
Yeah.
But I said, I understand you. I said, I understand you. You're right. You're absolutely right, John. Then I said, I start to think. And then I remember a movie with an Asian ponytail, but a handsome guy, handsome Asian guy, strong. I said, Jean-Claude, I think I can do it. You look at me and said, what? I said, yeah, I think I can do the part. So, are you joking? I mean, look at your face. Look at your smile. Look at your hair. I was like Juan Paredes.
Yes.
There, I was exactly like Juan Paredes. You have to understand that.
Yep.
So I said, Jean-Claude, remember that movie with Steve McQueen, with that Asian guy, with that ponytail? Remember, that was a handsome Asian guy. I want that similar look, bald head, ponytail, but really evil. Not a handsome guy. I mean, evil look. Jean-Claude was like, but he didn't understand. You don't look Asian, he said. I mean, you know, what are you talking about?
Yep.
He said, Jean-Claude, remember Earl Ellis? Earl Ellis. Cyborg. Yeah, I said, Cyborg, North Carolina. Remember, you work on prosthetic and work on the makeup. Let me see with him. Jean-Claude knew my ideas. He knew I have good ideas. I prove it not only one time, not only two times, many times. He knows that. Already just with Bloodsport, all different story. I mean, it was not Don Gibb who was going to play Jackson. It was Body by Jake. I changed it. It was not the small little Chinese guy. It was a model, a little bit feminist, a little bit homosexual style when he walks tall. So Body by Jake, he was taller than Jean-Claude. The Chinese guy was taller than him. I just thought they were not. So I'm the one who changed that. So that's another story. So anyway, I'm just telling you, I had some idea. And then also killing the bull in Bloodsport for the test. I mean, come on. I said, that's too much. That's how we brought we brought the Dimmac, with the
Did you suggest the Dimmock? Was that yours or
no,
was that?
no, I wanted something else. I wanted something else. I say killing the bull with what? That's not, I mean, we have to find something else. And then Frank Dukes find that, which I loved it. I loved it. Anyway, as I said to you, Jean-Claude knew I already from a long time ago, I have great ideas, and he believed in me. Because I said, yeah, Earl Ellis, I'm going to see with him. I showed him the visual pretty much I wanted, and I explained him, and he loved it. And I said, oh, Ellis can do it, and he loved the idea. Anyway, Steve Friedman reigns us from King's Road Entertainment, who invested in the movie Kickboxer, and Menachem Golan did the distribution. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm someone who drinks a lot of water.
No, it's fine. Please.
Um,
Yeah, I'm drinking a little hydration drink as well.
Good.
Water's good.
So anyway, I said, yeah, Steve Friedman calls. We had to go to the office. We go there. Mark Dissal sitting down, upset. And then Steve Friedman comes to us, comes to Jean-Claude and says, Jean-Claude, I mean, what's happening? Harold Diamond, we sign him, we give him down payment. What happened here? We can't. We just can't, change. We don't have time to find somebody else. And Jean-Claude said, he said, how about me, He said, he's going to play the part of Tong Po. And Steve Friedman, and I said, oh, fuck. I said, why did he say that? No, man, I didn't want him to say that. And then, because I was like Juan Paredes, I was like, my hair, my smile. I was like, so then Steve Friedman said, the guy is crazy. I mean, Marty said, what? And then I said, Jean-Claude, they're right. I mean, are you crazy? I cannot do that part. And he looked at me like weird. I said, but remember the guy with the ponytail? I tried to, from Holland. Remember the fighter, the great Asian look? That guy. I said, he's going to send us pictures. Let him send us pictures. Mark Dissal still, Steve Friedman still was like, no, come on. No, what is this? Hold on. And then Jean-Claude asked me to come and to show all the blue on my leg. And then he says, that's what happened in the photo shoot.
Wow.
He says, what? And then he looked at Mark Dissal. You didn't tell me that. He says, Mark Dissal was like, quiet. And Jean-Claude said, listen, we're lucky. We know that now, because imagine this happened in the middle of shooting. It would be catastrophe.
Yeah, lose a lot of money.
A lot of money. So basically, I said, listen, I said, Mark, you are going to Hong Kong. I mean, you're going to see people. Go see, bring the pictures. We're going to see the guy. We'll bring the picture, and then you choose. And Steve Roman said, yes, that's good. That's what happened. I went right away to Earl Ellis. Earl Ellis was a friend on North Carolina. He had a problem, and I helped him. He never forgot that. He had a problem with someone. He was kind of upset, one of the actors, strong guy. He took like prosthetic out and he took some of his hair. Anyway, he was upset. He pushed Earl Ellis, but Earl Ellis was only doing his job. You know, it's the end. It's the end of the shooting. He has to take everything out. People gets tired. He didn't. He went maybe a little bit too fast. Anyway, so that's where I jumped and I said to the guy, "Don't do that." And I said, you know, he didn't do it on purpose. So anyway, I helped him there, and the day I called him for this idea, he said to me, because I said nobody's going to get paid. I want to be honest with him.
Yeah.
Because he said it's a lot of work, and the material is expensive, you know, to do that. It's not something you do it like this. Because I explained him what I wanted. He knew pretty much what I wanted, you know. And then he said, and then I said, please, I mean, you know, if we get the deal, then you'll have a contract and you'll be paid. So he said yes. I went to his place. He asked me to sit down. He took a piece of paper, pencil. He took a poster of a lion. If you see carefully in Tong Po, he has some lion, has some film. Be so careful. Yes, then he put it on the table, and then he looked at me, he looked at the lion, and he basically wrote design, you know, a draw. He drew Tong Po on the piece of paper. The first time I see Tong Po, it was on the piece of paper. It was the mix of my face and the lion together. And that was magical. And then he did the cast on my face, you know, and then he did the whole thing, took time to do it, but he did what he needed to do. Then called me the day after, put the mask, you know. That took a lot of time, like 2 hours to put it on, because also you have the color need to be the same. That takes a lot of time. You know, it was a scar incorporate in the prosthetic with a little bit of broken nose, with a latex with the cheekbone a little bit more pronounced. He had that ponytail glue on my head. And then he had also that tattoo with the dragon, you know, that was in a thin piece of paper. Put it here with sponge, wet, go like this, slowly take out, let it dry.
Brilliant.
Go with the marker inside to really show the tattoo, the dragon. And then we took pictures of all that. And then I remember when I showed that to my mother, she said, that is not my son.
She didn't.
First one
was you.
So is my mother. And I'm sorry, what did you say?
I say your mom didn't believe that it was you under the makeup.
No, she couldn't believe it. I mean, yourself, if we put that makeup on your face, nobody will think it's you.
I didn't know until later on That because I knew your character from Bloodsport. I knew your character obviously from Lionheart and all these other films that you were in. But the Tong Po character, it took me a while because I was born when these movies came out, you know, in the late 80s. So for me, I just thought that Tong Po was just this crazy actor that they found in the middle of nowhere. And after doing more research, you know, as I got a little bit older, I was like, oh, it's Mohammed Qissi as well in that. And the makeup was done so well. And I mean, it was just really, really brilliant. That character, I mean, to this day, out of all the action villains that we've come across and seen in all these movies, that's the one that I would say is the most seems like he's not human. Like he seems like he has some extra dimensions to his character, right? I'd say like, you know, there's other characters that are taller, buffer, maybe more skilled, but his character was the most scary. It just felt like he was not human, that character. It was really brilliant how it was done.
Thank you principally to Earl Ellis for that. He did magical with that prosthetic.
Yeah.
So I was very, very lucky to work with very talented people. Anyway, then the day after, Jean-Claude and I, we go to the office. Steve Friedman, Mark Desal came back from Hong Kong, brought some pictures of real good look, Asian strong guy. And then we put the pictures of that supposedly guy from Holland who has that Asian look. We put it on the table. And then, what can I tell you? There were like 9 of them in the conference place, you know, big oval table. I mean, right away, all of them went like this. We want that guy from Holland. I put my hat. I didn't want to show I was bald. You know, I took my hat. I was like incognito. So even Mark Desal was impressed, you know. Oh, wow, that guy. Wow, what a look, you know. They loved it. Anyway, we left for Hong Kong. And then Jean-Claude started to want to get back to Mark Desal. He said, listen, this guy, now he's in Los Angeles. He went from Holland to Los Angeles for a fight. And he just won by knockout in the first round. Yeah. And he's going to come. And his real name is Earl Ellis. Listen to this. He really wanted to get back to him. You know? So listen to this. His name is Earl Ellis. Yeah, Earl Ellis. How come it's a name is not? Yeah, because he was adopted by Holland people, and they gave him Earl Ellis. I mean, anyway. So he said, you better have him a beautiful royal suite, and you have to take a Rolls-Royce limousine to the airport to take him. You know, he really wanted to get back to him. You know? And then Mark was listening to everything. Yes, okay. And let's just get the guy, you know. So went at the airport, and then people come out, you know, the people who came from Los Angeles. And then Mark Desal look up, right? For him, he's a giant. For him, he's a big guy, right? But Earl Ellis, the real one, the one who did the makeup, was very, very, very short. So basically, people come out, right, from the airport. And then Mark Desal said, but where is the guy? I mean, I don't see the guy. And then Jean-Claude, he's here. He's there.
He's in on it.
he's here. And then Mark said, where? Mark Desal looked up and Jean-Claude looks down, you know. Said, here. And then Earl Ellis, when he smiled, he sees me, you know. Hi, how are you? And then Jean-Claude says to Mark, this is Earl Ellis. What the fuck? We are making a movie. I mean, what is this shit? I mean, what are you doing? Where is the guy? You know, where is he? I mean, I'm telling you, the guy, Mark Desal, went crazy.
Oh my
Jean-Claude loved every minute of it, you know.
Oh my goodness. That's wild.
So he said to Mark, so now shut up and wait. Be patient. You'll see the guy. Go to the hotel, go to the Suite Royale. He was there, Denis Alexio, guy who played Eric. And then he said, Earl, myself, we leave you, we go have lunch. Mark didn't understand what the fuck is going on. He still didn't understand what the fuck is going on, you know? So after a few hours, Mark decided to come. I had everything done, you know, with the tattoo. And then I come out of the makeup room, right? Set up a makeup room in the suite, all of this. And then slowly I come out. I look at Mark Dissal in the eyes. And I go like this. Hi, how are you? And Mark Dissal was like, Mohammed, it's you. And then Eric was like, Denis Alexio, he grabbed his tummy, was on the floor. He was laughing so hard. And that's how it happens, bro.
That is unbelievable. And I mean, what a story. And thankfully, I mean, it was fate, right? Because nobody can imagine that character being played any other way. I mean, it was brilliant. And it was to your brilliance of what you brought to that character, right? We're still talking about Tong Po to this day, right? And I mean, I know, there's been, some sequels that were straight to DVDs after the first movie, and there was the remakes that came out, and there was a little bit of a reunion in the remake of Kickboxer with yourself and Jean Claude Van Damme. But yeah, what was that like? I mean, I know it was obviously a different part, but what was it like being together on the same screen after all these years again?
Say that again. What is your question?
So there's been several, there were several sequels after the first Kickboxer movie that straight to DVD or VHS, and then there was the remakes that came out, a few years ago. But you came back in the remake movie. It was a small part where you and Van Damme kind of had a reunion together, right? What was it like being together on the screen again? Even though it was, it was more of a scene for the fans.
I'm going to answer to that. Then after I have to go. I have to go after, but I'm answering to this.
Perfect.
What can I say to you? I mean, it's just a blessing. I mean, you have somebody like Dave Bautista playing the part of Tong Po. Everybody up till this day say the original was the best. What can I say? I mean, to me, it was like such a huge compliment. I cannot comprehend, because for me, Dave Bautista is, wow, what a guy, And for people saying that, that's, says a lot. And for them to do remakes and to do other Kickboxer, it just always brings me all the time alive.
Yep.
I'm there. Even though I did it in 87, I'm still there somehow, somewhere. So it's just a blessing. I thank God every day. And that's all I can say about this.
Amazing. And Mohammed, I want to be respectful of your time. This has been an amazing interview, and not only as a fan as well, being able to listen to all these stories and being able to share to all the fans as well. Had so much fun hearing this from the man himself, and definitely would like to do in the future a round two, talk about your upcoming projects as well. I know the Last Kumite is something that a lot of fans are exciting about. So definitely.
And also, how did we do? I mean, how did we went to Los Angeles, him and I? Such an unbelievable story. Once we arrived the first time in Los Angeles, it was like amazing. Also, the meeting of Muhammad Ali, when we met Muhammad Ali, when we met Chuck Norris, when we met Sylvester Stallone. I mean, when we met Schwarzenegger. I mean, all those anecdotes are unbelievable. I mean, how did we work on Cyborg? It's an amazing story with Ralph Muller, with with how did we work? What happened with Bloodsport? I mean, Bloodsport, my God, nobody, can you imagine? No one believed in it. We finished. It was like that's another whole story. And then Black Eagle, we had to go. Thank God we had Black Eagle to go Malta to do it with Chokozuki, with Imperial Entertainment because of Karate Tiger. I mean, how did we get Karate Tiger? How did we live those four years in Los Angeles? We were on the street. We had nothing. We were starving. We were going to eat and steal food in the supermarket. I mean, we have unbelievable stories. And then, of course, recently they called me. I was very lucky. Germany, with a bunch of wonderful actors like Cynthia Rothrock, Billy Blanks, Matthias Huge, Kurt McKidney from Karate Tiger, my brother Abdel, which I didn't work with him since Lionheart, for like so long, from '89 to today. And then we are back in the movie together. And then, of course, something happened between Jean Claude and I. That's why after Lionheart, I didn't work with him anymore. I mean, my God, so many interesting stories. And I would love to do that with you. Let's do it for a 15 round, like before in boxing with Muhammad Ali. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm with you, brother.
I love it. Like you mentioned Matthias Hughes. We've actually had him on the show. He's great. I can't wait to see the upcoming projects. One thing that I did want to mention is that your real life story is almost even better than the movies that you've done. I'd love to see it. Maybe one day a documentary on your life. All these stories are almost better than the movies in themselves. So
we were working on a screenplay on my life story because everywhere I go, events or when I give seminars, how to put fight scenes together. And then we have like question answer. I mean, people say, wow, this story, you have to make a movie, you have to do a book, write a book on. And that's what we are doing. So now we are writing 300 pages today. We find a real good writer, but that is in French. So after I'm looking to do it, of course, in English. And then, we are having a screenwriter to work on the story of the movie. Because it's true, it's just an amazing story. Myself, when I tell the story, I'm myself amazed. Honestly, I'm saying, wow, what a story. I mean, I'm like, it's just things. How did we have our first big contract with Menachem Golan, with Canon Production? I'm coming. Imagine the first contract. How did we put it together? Amazing story there too. So my God, wow. Yeah.
If you ever need
I'm with you anytime. We'll just go step by step, and then it's going to be my pleasure.
Mohammed, thank you very much. Have a great rest of your evening. Looking forward to sharing with the fans, and we'll talk soon. Just can't thank you enough. Thank you, Mohammed.
Thank you.
Take care.